Okay, so in last section I already shared that rule related information. Now almost L3 related all component I have already informed, already provided that session. Now using Postman, how we will implement a L3 configuration or push the L3 configuration to the particular tenant or environment. It can be any tenant based on your credential. Okay, so using Postman, how we can do that? Okay, so that's the question. So what you need to do first step is you have to create a authorization URL. This is called the API, application programming interface, or is called the REST API. So this is the post operation I am doing. So these are the option is available on the REST call, but here mostly use for this particular authentication we use the post operation. Okay, and then we need to provide user ID, credential, all those things, and if I send it I will get the status is 200 and get the token. Okay, so it is expired within this second, and this is the our access token. So using this token I will be go to the next section, and these are the scope for that particular credential. So API call, graphs, API URL, everything is there. Next step is the L3 configuration. So L3 validation. You have a L3, but before push it any MDM panel, you first validate it. So this is the URL, that validation, test turning URL, then configuration, then underscore validation. This is the another REST call, post REST call, to validate that your environment, your L3 created L3 is valid or not. Is there any error? Then definitely it will be showing you. Okay. So validation is first authorization, then validation of your L3. Next, using put configuration, using put REST call, you put the configuration. This is your L3 configuration. So you are pushing it, and which tenant you are pushing it based on this selection, based on this particular selection of environment, and you are pushing it. So because when you create an environment variable, definitely you have to provide that which particular tenant will be used to authorization, L3 validation, and put configuration operation will be done. So based on this information you have to provide. Okay, next, how to check it is properly done or not. Then you call the get. This is another API called get non-inheritance, means L3. So you will get those information. That right now you put it, and after was putting successfully, you call it, you will get the status 200 and get the response. So cross check both of them, you will get the same data. If you want L1, L2, L3 all, then you need to call this particular configuration. You will get all information. L1, L2, L3, all information. So what the basic difference between this? Basic difference between this particular thing is, see, the size of L1. This is only L3, so size is only 1 to 5, and number of line also be less. And if we go to the full L1, L2, L3, then see the value of the size is greater. So it is indicating that number of records, number of rows is also very big. Now after doing this L3 configuration push, now each and every tenant must do the operation. This is called queue reindexing. So reindexing that is another post REST call via post. So you have to provide your entity type, then distributed through task. Part 4 is a parallel job, and enforce streaming ignore is to always use post streaming ignore to, because it unnecessary, it will generate multiple event, and if you have a huge number of data it will flood it the RELTio SQS queue, so it will be not good for the downstream. So best thing is that you have to provide that proper import streaming. Ignore streaming is always true. This concept, and it is mandatory to, after doing any configuration changes, re-indexing is mandatory. If you have more than one entity, here I have an individual is there, where I have a let's say contact, company, employee, location, address, such kind of entity, then definitely I will be adding all those. So it will generate multiple tasks, and then it will be re-indexing based on your number of record is available. So if the number of record is available, it will take more time. If you want to do some bug fixing in production, and you know that there is only a bug for one two number of entities, then you can do only this particular entity, provide the entity ID here, and then run it or send it. Then it will be re-indexing only this particular entities, list of entities. So it also helpful for bug fixing. So it will help you to reduce less number, because only one entity will be re-indexing, not all. All, it will definitely take time waiting for that. In production there may be issue, but this for specific entity related you can do that. Okay, so mostly we are doing this kind of operation here for L3 related, but definitely there is a option is available, and you can push the L3 via uh, interface also. I will show you in the next section.